All right, this question asked us about solubility. Again, physical properties are related to intermolecular forces. In general chemistry, what we like to say is that we like to say that like dissolves like. In general chemistry 1, we learned about solubility rules and we just kind of memorized some different rules, especially when it came to ionic compounds. And so at the end of the day, we need to know something about solubility when it comes to molecular compounds. And so here we have 3 different molecular compounds: hexane, carbon tetrachloride, and water. And what we want to know is, well, which one of the 2, carbon tetrachloride versus water, is more soluble in hexane? Well, we need to know the intermolecular forces. Again, at this point in the game, you should be able to come up with the Lewis structures, because in order to get the different intermolecular forces, you need to have the Lewis structures. And so when we say like dissolves like, what we mean is that the molecules that have the most similar sets of intermolecular forces will be the ones that are going to be miscible, that are going to be able to dissolve in each other. When the sets of intermolecular forces are very different, then they don't really dissolve in each other. So let's go ahead and list our intermolecular forces. Well, everything has dispersion forces. Everything can form instantaneous dipoles. It looks like hexane is going to be nonpolar. Remember, carbon-hydrogen bonds are slightly polar, but in general, a collection of carbon-hydrogen bonds all those polarities tend to cancel, so the molecule is overall nonpolar. Now, carbon tetrachloride, it's got a tetrahedral structure. Carbon-chlorine bonds are definitely polar, but at the end of the day, it's tetrahedral, it's highly symmetrical. All of those individual bond dipole moments will cancel, leaving carbon tetrachloride nonpolar as well. Now, water, on the other hand, is polar, so it's got dipole forces, and it's also got OH bonds, so it can do hydrogen bonding. And so now I've got the lists of intermolecular forces. And so what we say is like dissolves like. So which one's going to be more soluble in hexane? Well, hexane's only got dispersion forces. So carbon tetrachloride is going to be more soluble in hexane than water is, because the forces are similar for those 2. Okay, that's all there is to it.